Okay, so we all know the iPhone, right? It's everywhere. In your pocket, probably on your desk right now. But have you ever stopped to think about, well, everything else that goes with it, the whole world of accessories? Today, we're doing a deep dive into the global iPhone accessories market. It's kind of our shortcut to understanding a really key piece of the tech puzzle.
And it's a fascinating piece because
For
this isn't just some small side market anymore. We're talking about a massive multi-billion-dollar ecosystem, a powerhouse, really.
A powerhouse is right. The numbers we're seeing are, oh, well, they're pretty big. Okay, get this. Valued at what? $20.59 billion back in 2021. And it's projected to shoot up past $50 billion by 2033. That's a growth rate, a
Mm.
CAGR of 7.8%. So what's fueling that? What's really driving this boom?
Yeah, it's a mix of things. First off, just loads more people getting iPhones all over the world. That adoption rate is key. Then there's this huge trend towards personalization. People want their tech to feel like theirs. And you can't forget Apple itself. They keep rolling out new features, like MagSafe, that basically invite new accessories.
Hmm?
Think about the basics. Protective cases, wireless chargers, obviously AirPods, screen protectors. It all adds up.
Right, the essentials. But this personalization thing, are we just talking like fancy colors for cases, or is it deeper? Because what seems interesting, what our sources point to, is this shift. It's not just protection or looks anymore. It feels like these accessories are becoming more integrated, more about function, even smart features.
Exactly. It's gone way beyond just a pretty case. Think wallets that snap on magnetically.
Yeah.
Or fitness trackers built into audio gear, or, cases that do something extra, maybe like enhance the camera, and the smart stuff you mentioned. Yeah, like AI in earbuds that adapts the sound to where you are, what you're doing. It's blurring the lines, really,
Yeah.
between just an add-on and, properly integrated tech.
Okay, that makes sense. A real shift in how we even think about accessories. So if we zoom out a bit, geographically speaking, where's the action? Where are the big growth spots?
Well, North America is still a huge player,
Mhm.
definitely a dominant region. The U.S. alone, looking at almost $7 billion in revenue for accessories by 2033. That's substantial. But it's solid across the board there. Canada's got, an 8.4% CAGR predicted. Mexico around 7.5%.
Yeah.
Strong, consistent growth. And then you look over at Europe, Germany, the UK. They're leading the pack, sure. But interestingly, you see some really high, double-digit growth in smaller markets. Luxembourg, parts of Eastern Europe. Shows the market's maturing everywhere.
Interesting. So North America's strong, Europe's growing. But where's the biggest piece of the pie? The fastest expansion?
Oh, that's definitely Asia Pacific.
Yeah.
Hands down. It's forecast across $22 billion by 2033. Just massive volume. And it's not just population. You've got this rising middle class, huge uptake in iPhone ownership. It's almost an aspirational thing. Places like China, India, Japan are driving incredible demand.
Mhm.
India in particular really stands out. Projected 8.2% CAGR.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's helped by more local production starting up, plus Apple putting more stores on the ground there, making everything more accessible.
Okay, so Asia Pacific is the giant. But we shouldn't ignore other areas, right? What about the Middle East and Africa? Seeing growth there, too.
Absolutely. They're really important frontiers for growth. Africa showing remarkable potential, like 11% CAGR.
11%?
Yeah, led by places like Nigeria and South Africa. A lot of that is the aspirational value of the iPhone, plus incomes rising.
Mhm.
And in the Middle East, think Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. You've got these really fast-growing groups of premium users, and they have a high demand for the latest, the most innovative premium accessories.
So pulling this all together, it's clear this isn't just some side hustle for tech companies. This accessory market is huge, it's dynamic, it feels like it's right at the heart of the smartphone experience now, constantly changing.
It really is. And what's fascinating is how closely it tracks Apple's own moves.
Hmm.
Every time Apple innovates, shifting to USB-C, expanding MagSafe, pushing AI and audio, the accessory makers are right there. They jump on it, ready to extend that functionality, create new possibilities. It's like every Apple update fuels a new wave of accessories.
Yeah, it's completely intertwined. This market is definitely, as you might say, plugged in and charging forward.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that leaves a thought for you, listening at home. How is this relationship going to keep evolving between us, our devices, and all these accessories that, kind of extend what they can do? Especially as technology keeps blurring those lines between our digital world and our physical lives. Something to think about.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We cut through the noise to get you those surprising insights. Today, we're digging into a world that might seem small, but is actually huge and, really dynamic. The iPhone accessories market. Our source today is excerpts from iPhone accessories, market dynamics and future trends. That's from Cognitive Market Research. And our mission. To unpack what's really driving this, lucrative market, the challenges, and where it's all headed, we'll pull out the key nuggets for you. So let's jump right in. The report immediately flags Apple's massive iPhone user base. That's like the main engine, right? But it's more than just more users, more sales, isn't? What's the deeper thing making accessories such a powerhouse here?
Right. It's interesting because it's not just linear. It's almost like a self-feeding cycle of demand. Every time someone upgrades their iPhone, it's not just a new phone. It's basically an open invitation for a whole new set of accessories. Plus, you've got Apple's premium positioning. That kind of primes people to expect and honestly to pay more for higher-end accessories too.
Yeah, that makes total sense. And the report really zeroes in on how it's not just sales numbers, it's about the tech integration. The Apple certified stuff that just works seamlessly with iOS, MagSafe, wireless charging. It makes the accessories feel less like add-ons and more like part of the core iPhone experience itself.
Exactly. And that kind of enhanced interoperability, it's not just nice for the user. It really boosts satisfaction and it creates stickiness.
Yeah.
Within that Apple ecosystem, if all your gear works perfectly together, well, you're probably much less likely to jump ship to another platform.
And that stickiness, it also connects to something more personal, right? The source mentions lifestyle personalization becoming key. These accessories, for a lot of people, they're not just functional tools anymore. They're like expressions of who you are. Think about your phone case. It's not just protection, is it? It's a bit like your personal brand. Are you the minimalist type? Or maybe the outdoorsy type with a rugged case? It reflects your style.
Absolutely. It's fashion, it's function, it's identity, all rolled into one little piece of plastic or metal.
Okay, but this thriving market, it's not all smooth sailing. The report points out some pretty big headwinds. The first one that jumps out is counterfeits, imitation products. They seem to be everywhere, especially online.
Oh, definitely. They flood marketplaces like Amazon or eBay. Cheaper, yeah, but often lower quality.
Sure.
And that really hurts the legit company's margins. And maybe more importantly, it erodes consumer trust over time.
And then there's Apple itself, right? Their own strategy plays a huge role.
The research points out, when Apple ditches a headphone jack or swaps charging ports, accessory makers are forced to react, redesign everything. And that costs money, a lot of it. And on top of that, Apple's expanding its own range of accessories, so now they're directly competing with third-party developers. It's a tough spot.
Yeah, sounds like walking a tightrope. And those other external pressures, like supply chain chaos, that must hit these guys hard.
For sure. Component shortages, demand going up and down, manufacturing costs rising. These things really squeeze the smaller players. Makes it tough to keep up, manage inventory, or even scale.
Okay, so that's the landscape now, the challenges. But looking forward, the report gets into some really interesting trends. What's the biggest shift they see coming?
Well, one really significant and I think welcome shift is towards eco-friendly materials. It's becoming quite mainstream. We're talking recycled plastics, cases you can compost, sustainable packaging. It's not just a niche thing anymore. Consumers are actually looking for this stuff, voting with their wallets.
That's great to hear. And beyond just being green, what about accessories getting, well, smarter?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Smart accessories are emerging as a real growth engine. That's pretty exciting. Think like Bluetooth trackers for finding your keys or adaptive chargers that help your battery last longer, even cases that monitor health metrics. These things extend what an iPhone can do, way beyond just calls and texts.
Pushing into health, device care, interesting areas.
Exactly. New functionalities.
And the report also mentions a rise in demand for like high-end protection, more than just basic drop proofing.
Yes, that's the final big trend they highlight. People wanting premium, security-focused stuff. Yeah. Military-grade drop protection, sure, but also privacy screens, anti-theft features, maybe with GPS tracking built in. And it seems consumers are increasingly willing to pay a premium for that extra security, that peace of mind.
So wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be the iPhone accessory market is way more than just, cables and basic cases. It's this whole dynamic ecosystem. It touches on lifestyle, tech innovation, even environmental responsibility now. It's about staying ahead. Hopefully, we've given you a good shortcut to understanding this really quite fascinating niche.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Considering how fast tech and consumer priorities evolve, how might tomorrow's must-have accessory change things? Not just our devices, but maybe our entire daily routines. Could your phone case track your vitals? Or manage your smart home? The possibilities are kind of endless.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Keep that curiosity sharp.